Hey, so my name is Ginny, for those of you who don't know me, or RJ, whichever you prefer. And I just decided to make this video because I'm in such a bad mood right now, and I really want to change that, and I want to be able to, do something, and, okay, so I just had a really bad, like, experience that changed the course of me pursuing my dreams. And I'm so pissed. I, I feel like I failed myself. I feel like I failed everyone who's rooting for me. I feel like I'm just not doing what I wanted to do, and I don't know how to make it better, and I feel like I'm just a failure and I can't fix it. And I was just thinking, yeah, my dreams are something somewhat shallow. Yeah, I want to, people want to be rich, they want to be famous, but I think there's something else that I kind of been overlooking, and that's that I want to make a difference. I want to make a difference on people's lives. I want to make a difference in the world. And I know I can do that, and that I don't need other people's approval for. That's something I can do on my own. And I just wanted to start that right now. So this is just going to be, I guess, advice for people who, when they're self-doubting and when feel like everything is going wrong and they're a failure, because that's what I feel like right now. And I don't know how that suddenly sparked me wanting to talk about it and make it better, but it did. So, number one, you are you. You don't, anyone else's opinion about you, everyone's going to have different opinions about you. And everyone's going to say, oh, well, you could be doing this better. You should be doing this. Maybe if you did this, you might succeed. Or, why aren't you doing this right? But there's only one opinion that matters, and that's the one you have about yourself. And I know this is so cliche, come on. But, actually, if you just stop and just forget about other people's opinions of influencing your own. If I didn't hear all these critiques from other people, I would have a lot more confidence in myself. I would be a lot more ecstatic about where I am right now in my work, in the world, in my talents and skills. And I think that's just something that everyone needs to do. They just need to step back and be like, okay, if I didn't hear any of that from anyone else, how would I feel about it on my own? How would I feel about where I am right now, what I'm doing? And even things more I think another important thing, this is probably number 2, I don't even know if I'm going to count. Fuck. I shouldn't be swearing. Whatever. Is that the outlook you have towards yourself will affect other people's outlook towards themselves and towards you. So I think this has a lot to do with how people are so worried about their appearance a lot of the time. People are so overly consumed with this perception of beauty, but I think if people stopped looking at themselves in the mirror and being like, oh, my hair is so gross, I don't like my nose, oh, I gained some weight. If you just stop focusing on that, then maybe this little girl wouldn't see you do that to yourself and see all these magazines and images and then be like, oh, I'm not supposed to be happy with who I am. I'm not supposed to be. And it's almost like we live in a world where it's bad to think you're beautiful because you're like, oh my god, she's so conceited. But if you're just like, wait, I think I am pretty, is the world gonna stop? No. And then it'll be almost okay for other people to think that about themselves. Be like, oh, so I can think that? I don't have to look like this? Well, maybe I do think I'm attractive or whatever. I think that's really important. I'm probably going to break into an awkward second piece because I'm about to be interrupted, but I'll be back. Not right now. So yeah. If you want to change something, you want to change the world and influence people and inspire people, that's really important to you. What is stopping? What with other things, with grades, with talent, with things like that, and people's passions, like my passion is acting. With people's passions, there's always going to be people be like, you're not good enough, that you don't reach this level. But if the ultimate goal is you want to do this, whatever it is that inspires you, you want to do that so you can make a change in other people's lives and have them perceive you differently. Why does anyone need to give you approval of that? You know? And I'm probably just talking nonsense. You don't understand what I'm saying. I go off on these trains of thoughts, but this is just where I'm coming from, at least with this. And I think that if we all just taught ourselves, if we just like practice once a day, whenever you've gotten to these negative things, just be like, stop. Just stop your mind from where it's going and be like, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about, oh, I'm not blonde. I'm not whatever. That's a stupid example. And be like, oh, I didn't get an A on that test. That must mean that I'm a failure. There are bigger things than that. I know there are bigger things. I just want to get into them right now. Well, personal. But yeah, when something like that happens, like, why? I don't have to think that way. This is one thing, and maybe you're just not ready yet. Maybe you still have so many places to go. And yeah, you may think it's the only opportunity, the only chance you have, but there will be more. It'll be different. You'll have to fight harder, but that's what tests you. That's what tests this motivation you have to do these things. Because if you get it now you're working hard, and you get this opportunity that you have, and you feel great about yourself, where are you going to go from there? I think the best and most successful people come out of a lot of failure. A lot of failure. I'm sure if you look that up, there's so many examples of like really successful writers that have gotten denied by publishers like dozens of times, literally dozens, 12, 13 times.